Assalamualaikum semua and welcome to another episode of Great People TV with me, Ben Ibrahim, and my partner in crime, Hana Ismail, who for the second consecutive week is looking like a really trendy rapper, musician, all-round
Tak
entertainer.
adalah
Betul ke
Ben.
nak?
I rasa I rasa macam ni nak jadi macam my signature look lah kot Ben. Tapi sebelum tu kepada anda, welcome to Great People TV. Jangan lupa untuk like, share dan juga share dan juga subscribe kami di Facebook Great People TV. Okay, jangan lupa.
Jangan lupa. For those of you who don't understand what jangan lupa means, do not forget. Okay, because Hana will remind you all day long. So, last week we had a very interesting guest speaking about the Malaysian economy and the
Yep.
history of certain things that happened in Malaysia over the last few years. We had Tan Sri Dr. Irwan Sarika Abdullah. So Tan Sri, thank you again for coming on our show and being very open with us because you know what,
Yes.
a lot of people, journalists, are afraid of what kind of questions to ask him and what kind of questions he can answer. But today, it's nothing economic. It's more about music, education, feel good, and developing our future, developing Malaysian children through music. And here to sing us a few songs, spell out a few tunes, is the one and only Vince Chong. Vince, how are you, man?
Vanakkam, Tiger Ho. Since got one English, one Malay, I might as well fill up the quota lah. Boleh ba kalau thanks for having me, guys. How you guys doing?
Boleh
We're
lah.
good. How are you?
Boleh lah, macam tu je.
Aduh
For your
lah,
info,
Vince.
I'm not wearing slacks lah, okay? So that's all you need to know.
Okay.
That's what we love about Vince. Always comical, always about to sing a song, but he's gonna tell us a few stories today. So Vince,
Yo.
what you've been doing a lot of things these last 18 months, bro. But what have you been up to? Yeah.
Apart from trying to stay in shape, that's the challenge. I've
Ooh.
been quite busy. I've been handling a animation show, kids animation show, which I've come up with. So I have my own new IP coming up, and handling a team in Malaysia, and also corresponding with a team in India, which is a challenge because I'm corresponding through someone who is like communicating on my behalf and all that. So I'm at the same time I'm learning the ropes of 3D animation. So it's storytelling through what I love through music as well. So this is a full-on 20 episodes, and each episode has an original soundtrack, and it's all very, very good values. And my daughter is part of it, so she sings in it as well.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, itu sesuatu yang baru coming out from Vince sebab yelah kan,
Yes.
bila cakap pasal Vince tak terfikir pula nak buat 3D animation. Adakah sebab sebagai seorang ayah kepada Heidi dan juga James yang buatkan macam Vince lebih terdorong untuk buat 3D animation for kids?
Bagi saya, idea ni dia muncul 2017 tau. Tapi masa tu saya tak rasa macam ada apa benda yang saya rasa macam, weh, kena buat sekarang. Tapi oleh sebab kita dilanda oleh COVID, dan tiba-tiba saya rasa apa lagi saya boleh buat? Tak ada show, tak ada ni, tak ada tu kan. So saya rasa apa kata saya try buat this animation. So I jumpa my friend cakap ini ada potensi ni. Jom kita cari investor. Kita cari. Mula-mula susah nak cari. At the end kita dapat pun ada support, and kita dah start. Kita dah sampai episod 5. So kita ada 20 episod, dan memang original ilham tu datang daripada saya punya ibu. Sebab mak saya dulu selalu dia suka cakap cerita. Dia suka macam mereka cerita like yang fantasy semua kan. So it's inside me already that I listen to whatever my mother says, and I grew up listening to music as well. So from my father, mak saya. So bagi saya ini kira macam satu proses circle of life. Tapi saya dapat peluang untuk masukkan bakat saya. Sebab saya tidak abaikan saya punya bakat music. In terms of industry, I say like okay, goodbye for now. Bukan goodbye forever, tapi goodbye for now. Tapi saya nak channel saya punya energy kepada bidang music in terms of for program kanak-kanak.
Okay. Okay, tadi Vince cakap kan macam Vince juga involvekan Heidi dalam 3D
Betul.
animation ni. What was her reaction, you know, dapat join dengan sekali working with her father
Working with
at
dad.
such a young
Dia,
age?
bagi saya, she memang dari dulu dia suka music. Dia suka menyanyi. So
Great.
like even my
Ayah dia
son,
lah.
from kalau saya main piano, dia boleh katakanlah dia dekat situ, dia tengah frust something, then dia boleh just like lepas apa yang dia tengah buat tu, dia akan lari kepada to the piano and then he will like listen, you know, he will stop and listen. So I think in general music for children memang is the first thing yang receptive, yang mereka boleh terima tanpa tekanan. Sebab itu senang nak terima, senang kita nak serap. Music tu memang is music makes the world go round lah, you know what I'm saying? I mean
Oh
like
yes.
everyone
Oh
needs
yes.
music.
Yes.
Imagine your life without music. TikTok won't exist.
Boring
Bye bye
lah.
TikTok. Semua kau bayangkan kau nak menari, TikTok macam ni tak ada music. Nampak bodoh kan? I mean, it looks stupid lah kan? So, I mean, so for me, music is very, very important. And for my children, I feel like I dapat bonding extra dengan saya punya daughter sebab dia dapat 2 in 1. I train her to sing, and at the same time, she also will get to learn how the process of recording and all that. Tapi I call her my mini producer, you know. Sebab kadang-kadang saya buat satu, I said, Daddy, I rasa if you do it like this more funny lah. If you do it like this lah, maybe you should do. So there are some parts in the episodes where she gives me ideas. I'm like,
She contributed her
so
ideas. Masya Allah.
so kena macam, like I feel a good working relationship of katakan like a older generation, younger generation, is to always listen to what they think is interesting to them. So I think itu yang part and parcel yang make this animation very unique lah, and my relationship with my children even better.
Nice.
Ben?
Yeah, thanks, Nav. Vince, just to share with you, as I think children are similar age and umola, that Great People TV, actually, the name was created by Kyla. You know, we were swimming one day, all of us as a family.
Wow.
And then I just said, look, I'm going to call, because my previous show was called Sunday Learnings with Ben Ibrahim, and it sounded very academic and boring, to be very frank. And then, like, after that, I said, okay, I'm going to call it Best TV, you know? And, like, you know, I can interview people from business, entertainment, sports, and tech. And everybody in Malaysia loves the word best. And then Kyla turned around and said, in the swimming
True.
pool, Nada, that's so boring.
That's so
You know?
overused.
Yeah, so overused, so boring. I said, why don't you use the word Great People TV? You're talking to great people, what? And
You
then
see,
we
you
all,
got a little producer yourself, man.
yeah. Well, that's my next task, to upskill her so she can do all our editing.
Yes.
So, but
Wow, that's
Wow.
awesome.
yeah, so our children are super intelligent, and you know, I mean, I know that I follow you very regularly, and we have phone calls sometimes. I know you're a very
That's
loving
right.
dad.
That's right.
Yeah, may you never change. So, but I want to speak about that part about loving dad or loving parents. Sorry to, you know, we Malaysians, we grew up with that word tuition, not tuition,
Oh,
tuition.
yo.
Tuition.
You must go to tuition. You must go to tuition. And you guys know me. I mean, Hannah, you know me. Vince, you know me. I love sports, and I love sports like Vince loves music. Okay,
Right.
so I'm trying to convince parents, hey, your child needs a balanced lay. Otherwise, they'll get a bad back. They'll be fat. They'll be obese. Blah,
No,
blah,
that's right.
blah. Yeah, you know. So I mean, music comes with confidence, and that's why we invited Vince for the interview today. But what's your message, Vince, to parents out there? Okay, I mean, let's be frank, huh? To convince them to say you need music in their life, if they're very rigid on chemistry, physics, and mathematics, it's going to be a super tough sell. But what would you say to parents out there? How can music complement their academic skills, their life skills? So that's one part of the question. The second part of the question, how are you amalgamating that into the Vince teaching side of your business to literally make children more holistic and balanced lah?
Well, for me, I mean, like, I've always loved music at a very, very young age. And my mom told me that at a very young age of, I think I was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and we were passing by a fun fair. And this was probably, I think, was somewhere, either in UK or she said it was a trip in France many, many years ago. And we were passing by a fun fair, and I heard the music. And the first thing I said was like, singing. I called music singing, you know. So I was attracted to that. And my mom would buy all these little cassette tapes of nursery rhymes and all that. And without realizing, I started singing with it. And I started enjoying singing with these tapes. And she saw that. And my dad was very encouraging. He bought me my first guitar. He sent me to guitar. One thing good about, my dad is Chinese, my mom is English, right? So, and most of the time you think like, kalau Cina confirm you must be good in maths and all that. I was
Yeah.
bad in
I
maths.
baru nak cakap benda tu. Wah, your dad bought you a
Well,
guitar.
open, man. Yeah.
Agak.
So I went for guitar. I went for my guitar lesson, and and he was very encouraging to my music, because he himself loved music. And sometimes parents, young, it if it's something that they didn't go through themselves in their life, it's something that they want their kids to experience. Like my mom loved acting, and she didn't get a chance to do it. So my older sister got a chance to go into acting and stuff like that, and singing and all that. But personally, if you ask me, some parents, they still don't think that music is important and all that. But why don't you ask them? You're telling me that you don't enjoy tapping your foot to a good tune. You don't enjoy listening to any music yourself. In the car on a journey, do you drive quiet, silent? What, you listen to the news? No. I mean,
Yeah.
music is therapeutic, full stop. And for children at a very young age, if they get to develop that skill and appreciate music, music is also science, because you learn the structure. There's a structure to music. You learn planning in music. Write a song.
Yep.
A B form song. Creative. You expand the imagination. Plus, you are more relaxed when you listen to music. And it just gives you that extra edge of confidence, the freedom to express. Now, I have a saying. This saying is, fear of perception limits your expression. If you are more concerned, you lagi takut daripada orang look at you, or my kid is like dancing or like singing like that, or even if your kid can't sing out of tune, send them to me lah. But honestly speaking,
Okay.
no, but if your kid is like, loves to sing and all that, encourage them. They might not grow up to be a singer, but at least it teaches them to express. So have a good balance in everything they do. Like my daughter, she likes to come to my laptop, and she loves music, but she also likes to draw. She's like on the art side as well. So she'll come to my ada satu program, paint, and she'll pop, and I'm shocked. I just taught her like once or twice, and she's like drawing, doing colors and all that. So I started sending her to coding classes.
Oh, nice.
So coding, you can learn to do, you can create your own games, you can do your own animation eventually. So I think at a very young age, if you see your kids, they have a liking to music or something on the arts, don't discourage them.
Betul.
Yeah.
Vince, macam mana you tengok kan muzik ni satu mekanisme membantu anak-anak kita untuk dia cope dia punya stres terkongkong dalam rumah. Tambah-tambah lagi pada ketika MCO ketika tu.
Bagi saya, memang like seperti saya kata tadi kan, kalau bayangkan rumah you sepanjang MCO diam macam tu, tak ada music for kids and all that, you can go crazy. You know what I mean? It's like it's too quiet, And music tu adalah sesuatu yang kita boleh belajar sama-sama. Walaupun kita as parents, let's say as parents, we don't no knowledge in music. Why don't we belajar together with your children? Something that you get to learn, and YouTube is banyak yang free, You boleh belajar piano, guitar or singing, whatever, yang boleh mendorong your children. Because sometimes I understand some parents, they tell to me openly, but I don't know how to sing. I don't know how to, my children like to sing, I don't know what to do, or like I like to play guitar, but I don't know how to play guitar. So there are many, many ways that you can, I mean, the internet is accessible to a lot of things, but of course you got to be careful what they watch lah. Kena hati-hati
Right.
lah apa dia orang tengok.
Yeah.
Betul. I setuju sebab I sebagai former teacher kan, banyak sebenarnya benda yang senang dan mudah dipelajari dan difahami melalui muzik. I mean, I learn ABC from music. I learn my numbers from music. I learn planets from music. I mean,
my son, I got to tell you about my son lah. He knows all the vegetables, all the shapes, all planets more than me because of songs on YouTube. Yeah, Ben.
No. I just wanted to ask. I mean, that was my signal to Hannah. What to about talking because Hannah and I have this cue about when to interject and ask questions. In a you talked about tapping the foot just now. In a perfect world, if we were doing this in a studio, just like the good
Yeah,
old days, Hannah would
yeah.
tap me on my foot. I would tap her on the foot, or I'd give her one look and one look. Not a check good look, lah, but
Betul,
when
betul,
to
betul.
talk. So, but you said something really interesting just now about being creative, that music teaches us to be creative and all the stuff. But how has music, like your creative mind of music, and COVID taught you how to be creative? Because I've always known you, Vince, that you're always running here to this audition. I mean, not audition,
Mm.
but to this concert, to perform, to this recording, voiceover, workshops. And ever since you've gone
Yep.
on more educated, but now you can't do that. And we spoke about this on the phone, I think, a while.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Yep.
like, can you tell our viewers, like, okay, because it's very easy to be negative right now. Okay,
Very,
and no
very.
disrespect, some songs can't cheer us up because we're just down. So, can you just tell everybody, how business
How
wise,
COVID has inspired me?
how COVID and music, the two, to inspire you, to do something different, innovative, creative, all of the above, lah.
Perfect example is the animation that I'm involved in. I write with so much ease. Like usually I have to strain my mind to get a good tune. I mean, like, because I'm not the type that okay lah ini cantik, okay lah boleh lah belasa je. I need to make sure that the next day if I hear it again, it's there. I remember it the first thing in the morning. Kalau melody tu lekat, it works. If the next day you wake up and you cannot remember what you wrote, it's a bad song. It's not catchy enough. You know what I mean? So I'm able to write songs that is inspired by the pandemic. Like, I have a song called Beautiful Day, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tune, which is for the animation. And it's basically inspired by the places that we want to go out to. The green trees, the blue skies, and able to like we don't want the sun to go away. We want a beautiful day. And the beautiful thing is when my kids sing it, and even some of my nieces and nephews, when they sing it, I feel good about it because it's like, wow, it touch because I personally never had concerts where everyone is singing like Vin songs, whoa, like 1,000. Like, I only got a handful of songs. But when it comes to like, it's more fulfilling to see kids connecting to your songs and singing the tunes. And after a while, I feel that alone is fulfilling. When you get to within the COVID, I think I've been more hardworking working on music than any time of my life, any point in my life, And I'm not saying that the COVID should have come earlier in my career, but but it's
Yeah.
no one wants that. But I feel that it's really become a sort of like a reality check that you know what, you got to give your best, you got to give your all, and in times like this, just excel.
And if you had to write a song about COVID, and I'm sure you get asked this question a lot, like
I,
I'm not gonna ask you to sing a song. Please don't get me wrong, but if you were to sit down and brainstorm between you and your daughter and people who inspire you, what kind of words and feeling and emotion would you put into that song based on the emotions that you have felt over the last 18 months? Because COVID is a game changer, man. It's not just a game changer for Cari Makan, it's a game changer here and
well,
here. Okay.
yeah, you know me, Ben. I can't take things too seriously. So the song is gonna be full of, I don't know lah, slapstick stuff and all that. I mean, in fact, recently I did do a cover of a parody of A Whole New World with Dina, and it's called An Online World.
And on.
So we shot, I shot mine on green screen and she shot half of her stuff there. It's actually on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Telly Vincent. The
Telly.
link below here. I can see. I did this later. Okay,
Yeah.
Telly Vincent. But if you say like write a COVID song, last year I did a parody for Home, Michael Bublé's Home, and it was called Stay Home. and that went viral, like not on YouTube so much, but through WhatsApp, until someone in Indonesia was sharing it. Some celebrity in Indonesia was sharing it on their IG, and they were not tagging me because I didn't put my information there. And then someone from Indonesia was like, "Hey, isn't this you?" I was like, "Yes." How on earth did it end up in Indonesia? So
WhatsApp,
everyone
man.
was,
Yeah.
but everyone was using it as a community service message, and I think that was the good thing that came out of it. But if you ask me about COVID song, man, I think we want to kind of move on from this. But if you talk about an inspiring song,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
No,
I mean, a
but
good
more, the question was like, what kind of things would you describe in that song? Like not so much about the tune, the jingle, this and that,
yeah, I think
but
the content probably the lyrics will go along the lines of we've lost some, but we've gained some. It's like we've lost some precious people, but we gained some positivity. We got, like we realized Mother Nature needed a break, you know,
Yeah.
and we realized to appreciate the important things in life, because like and the thing is, true happiness in real life is more important, because I think like even on social media, everyone will post happiness only, show
yes.
that they have a great life and everything is happy. But are they really happy? Are they really happy? Behind that, are they really happy? Are they really spending quality time with their family? Or are they just parading it for the sake of IG? Look at me. It's become a drug. So if you're still stuck in that world, see the bigger picture. You need to get out of that trap and really be in the now and appreciate what you have now. Because we don't know how long this pandemic is going to pan out. We do not know whether it's going to get any worse. So whatever you have now, spend time with your family, live life to the fullest, but don't be foolish. But really, I mean, like a song that will come out of it probably will be like, I don't know, like another "We Are the World" kind of thing, lah.
Yeah, we're not gonna say we ask you to sing "We Are the World," but I'm gonna say over to you, Hannah.
Tak, that's a good point what you were saying pasal kita ni kena betul-betul live the moment kan. And saya nak
Yes.
pergi balik kepada Vince cakap tu that you want to stop music for a while kan, sebab you were there at the peak of mass media domination through AF kan, and yelah itu satu reality show kan. Kita nampak banyak bintang-bintang dilahirkan dan menjadi kegilaan ramai ketika peak of reality show ketika itu kan. How do you see media evolving now, and do you think that it's healthy for the arts industry, because since you were working with children kan, macam you nampak perkara ini baik untuk masa depan anak-anak kita?
I rasa ada yang dia ada baik dan buruk juga. Yang baik tu, you can be anyone. Tak semestinya you kena sign dengan record label. You letak you punya tunjuk you punya bakat kat luar sana. Kalau ada rezeki, you boleh jadi viral. Then everyone can see you from around the world, But the buruk side is you rasa tertekan. Sebab sekarang semua orang, dia macam, dia punya identity dah kurang. Sebab semua orang ikut je. Ikut trend. Oh, dia macam ni. Wah, they do this, they do that. Okay, I just do. I've fallen prey to that a few times, and I'm like, but I try to make fun of it. But it's like backfired lah. People seem to like it. I was like, oh, really? Okay. And then it's like, for me, I feel lagi frust for some of my students yang memang berbakat. Ada satu student saya, nama dia Belle Sisoski. Shout out to you, Belle. And she's such a talented person. Violin boleh main, gitar, bass, drum, menyanyi, produce. Tapi oleh sebab dia tak buat benda-benda the young teenage girls yang buat dekat TikTok, dia mungkin tak boleh excel as fast. Banyak kali saya dah try to push her in certain like record labels and all that, tapi record label cuma tengok siapa yang ada banyak followers. So followers tu tak semestinya melambangkan or represent your talent. I'm sorry to say that, but it's a fact. You might have 1 million followers, but it really depends on what people look for now. What do they look for?
Vince, we are at the peak of our conversation tadi.
You're just getting fired up there.
Yeah. When you
Sorry?
said that, what do we look for to?
Yeah, we lost
When
you
you
in the lag.
mentioned that,
What
Yeah.
am I- So I can't remember what I was saying. What was I talking about?
So bila you cakap tadi,
But
apa yang sedang kita cari sebenarnya? Apa yang kita sedang cari?
yeah,
Because
okay.
kalau
Okay.
kita nampak bakat yang sebenar is tak diiktiraf.
Betul. So bila kita tengok benda-benda yang jadi viral dekat YouTube, kita pun macam garu kepala tau, macam Apple Pen viral. As an example lah kan.
Thanks, dude.
So I
Yeah,
mean like
thanks.
it's an example.
I
I mean,
nak
but
ban
you
viral.
understand. I think there's this thing called dumbing of the society. So when you create content that just doesn't make sense and people just find it easy to absorb, everyone starts doing it. Even the most talented people that can sing well or have their super mega talent, they're doing all this kind of stuff just to please and to follow the trends of what works. It's not wrong. I mean, TikTok and whoever has a lot of good stuff where people yang tak berani nak express, they get to express. Okay? They might be shy and like, oh. And then people are like, oh my God, I tak sangka you macam ni, bro. It's like, yeah, saya pun tak sangka, saya boleh menari. You know? And then it's like, it's good and bad because like it becomes an artificial mask. Because there's, I prefer to encourage people to be original in terms of like creation. Because after a while, where are the creators gone? Who are going to be the new creators in the next generation? Are you going to be followers? Or are you going to set your benchmark? Are you going to create a legacy? Or are you going to be a follower? Nothing wrong to be a follower, nothing wrong. But that's why most of the, like this student that I mentioned, one of my other students, young, took her a while to get the opportunity to where she is, because she decided, you know what, I'm just going to go with TikTok. And true enough, yeah, she made it. She did make it. And she's doing well now. Her name is, I won't say a name, lah. We mention a name. But
Say lah.
she, yeah. Well, she's doing well. She's my vocal student, but she struggled a lot before this. And she worked hard on TikTok. She did her own content, and then she's done a lot of stuff. And she worked hard. Her name is Yasmin Aziz. So Yasmin Aziz has come a long way. She's still a new name, but she even landed a co-hosting role with Nabil in Maharaja Lawak. So
Wow.
she's done really, really well and she's only turned 20, you know. So I known her since she was 15. So she came to me when she was 15, and I've seen the struggles and all that. It takes time. It does take time. But that's why if you coming back to the part yang kita nak nurture our children from young with music and all that, we still have to guide them in this new world where it's like Hana mentioned tadi, sekarang dunia lain sangat. Sebab time yang saya keluar dari AF, mana ada Instagram semua kan?
Betul.
Mana tahu if we all came out that time got Instagram, maybe, you know, we all had a few more followers lah, you know. I think it's just
Tapi Vince, would you agree tak kalau I cakap macam ni lah, platform macam TikTok, Instagram ni dia cuma tunjukkan surface level saja. But yang paling penting adalah apa you punya depth tu. You punya depth dalam bidang seni tu dan dalam depth bidang yang you faham tu, what's your depth? Sebab yelah macam platform ni dia cuma surface saja. Just to promote saja. Would you agree?
I rasa if their motivation is sebab ramai yang TikTokers tu dia jadi like Bella Poarch macam tu kan. Tiba-tiba dia become overnight sensation. And she got record deals semua. Tiba-tiba 40 million followers, 40 million views and stuff like that. Kalau itu motivasi mereka nak cari rezeki, fine. That's not a wrong thing to do. You want to, and some are very hardworking. They try and to post until that one video benefits the rest of the videos and stuff like that kan. Tapi if it's just like become an obsession of you just, some people are just addicted to watching TikTok. They don't even post. They just like become zombies, you know. Just like, and we all have fallen part in that. Like for me, sometimes like reels are just like, and after a while I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, snap out of it, pop, get out of it, you know. Sebab kadang-kadang I curious to see like what kind of content works, what kind of content doesn't work. Kadang-kadang I buat content like we do like so much of work editing tapi views tak banyak. Dan kadang-kadang kita tak tahu, kita just simply do a content yang okay lah, on impromptu, tiba-tiba benda tu yang dapat banyak views. So if you ask me what does the market want, we don't know. Tapi yang penting jangan jadi mangsa kepada community yang bagi kita tekanan untuk bagi tahu kita beginilah caranya jadi famous. You got to be like that. You got to look like this. You got to dress like this. You got to look like this. Makeup kena begini gitu. And recently I read about apa Elon Musk cakap, very very true. He said like people have all these apps to make yourself look beautiful and gorgeous and all that, but you are not, technically you're not accepting who you are. You don't accept who you are.
Very true.
That means you're not technically happy with how you look and how you are. So it's all fabricated. It's all fake. You're living a fake reality. You're living an online life. Your juices, your validation is based on the likes of what people give you. You cannot sleep until you know you got 100 likes. You cannot sleep until you know that you've gotten something of validation from people that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the thing that I think parents, I will have to keep, like I'm sure Ben will agree with me, like, this is the tough talks that we got to give. Okay, don't worry, this fella doesn't like, because there's going to be like online bullying,
Oh, yeah.
cyberbullying. Sebab I dulu kena bully kat sekolah. So kalau kita cakap dari segi real bullying, on cyberbullying can be sometimes far worse because it's so convenient. It's in your zone. Orang tu tak follow you pun dia boleh cakap benda-benda yang kejam. Mungkin dia reka, dia register satu account just to hantam you. Tengok apa satu post pun tak ada, satu gambar pun tak ada, siapa Mamat ni kan? Mana tahu is your own friend or whatever, I don't know lah, but that's how it is. So it's a very hard world that we live in right now, especially bringing up kids in this new day and age, because there's so much to watch out for. There's so much of good in technology, and there's so much of things that kita nak control and kawal, because we can't control what comes out on the internet. And these days it's just getting more and more like bizarre. And that's why I felt, coming back to why I decided to come up with this animation, because I felt there was a void, ada sesuatu yang kurang dari segi like teaching moral values, So my content is like moral values, teaching about instructions, be patient, and there's one episode where diorang nak keluar, is like beautiful day, and then tiba-tiba hujan, dan elektrik tak ada, internet tak ada, apa nak buat? Tiba-tiba nampak satu kotak, lama tak jumpa kotak ni, inside was arts and craft, ada origami, ada ni, ada tu. So they discover things yang without technology you can have a beautiful day as well. So I don't know whether, hopefully it gets good reception and it spreads some love and positivity, because the music is very very beautiful, and like I think part of this discussion today memang pasal the importance of music coming into children's life, and to parents out there, if you're watching this, I encourage you seriously, like it's so important for kids to be able to express in the arts. And I hope one day, once everything is cooled down, all the government schools should have a proper facility, stage, give work, you give job opportunities to music teachers and like arts teachers to come in and like give them opportunity to get that work. Okay, new PM talking to you, just consider this. Okay. Now I'll speak to Daffy. I know Daffy.
Ben?
Yeah. No, but very nice palm off there, Hannah and Vince, because you're sending a message out to the politicians and the decision makers in the government.
Yeah.
I do, and Hannah and I were very curious about, and we spoke about this with Aflin Shauki in our previous, not last episode, but I think a couple of weeks ago, and he said exactly what you said. Why are advertisers and marketing communications people, why are they looking at numbers when they're not looking
Yeah.
at the quality of the singer? I mean, you could be, no offense, you could be a lousy singer, but you can have high numbers. Okay,
Yes.
but and like I'm not gonna hire a lousy singer for my event. I want a good singer, you know. So that doesn't matter what the number says. Numbers are numbers. So, but we're not going to talk about the number. That's one thing about our culture, our creative culture, that hopefully will
Correct.
change, inshallah. But what about something that, your opinion, Vince, that may be able to change? As musicians, I've always noticed that you guys, as well as entertainers like MCs and hosts and all that, we have always been we've always been boxed into this TV box, no pun intended, and said, okay, you guys just speak about TV. You girls just sing your songs, you act, you on. Don't you dare, don't you think this is the United States of America or Western culture where you can kuto a politician or support openly a politician, how they do in the States, the Democrats versus the liberals and all that sort of stuff. Kanye
Mhm.
West coming out and say, I support President X, A, B, and C. I mean, we don't have that here.
No,
But
we don't.
Afdin Shauki did say that, when he goes to, I mean, he's now in politics as well. When he goes around walks before he was in politics, people recognize him rather than the MP because he's so popular, because he's so good at what
Yep.
he does. So,
Correct.
in your view, do you think our culture can change? No right or wrong answer can change that a popular musician like you, Jacqueline Victor, others popular singers can make that transition to politics, not just not for the sake of becoming a politician, but for the sake
Hmm.
of making positive change.
I wouldn't want to be in politics, but I would like to be an advisor. Not for selfish gains, but I mean it's through experience and what we see in the industry. A lot of things have not changed, and it's just we've just hit this brick wall, and everything has just gone to basically like, okay, what is trending over there, what works over there, and then it just like everyone just follows suit. So definitely a lot of changes still needs to be done in the industry. um I mean, the late P. Ramlee did mention that the industry will go backwards if certain things change, and he was not wrong, because during his time, his films were on par with the international movies of his time, and I myself, I'm very drawn to his movies because it's such art, you know, the music, the way it's laid out, the acting, and all that. So I mean, I'm not saying that Malaysia we're very far behind in a lot of things, but they should make way to new young blood. You know, if you if you're gonna just stay up there and just control everything, and then like, okay, the next person that I'm gonna bring in is my friend, and that friend, my relative, or whoever that I know who knows who. Do your homework and scout for people that got real talent that can really change the landscape of industry. Look at Thailand when they do advertisements and all that. The big companies are not the ones that are going to be, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, do this. No, they leave it to the creative people. Let the creative people be creative people. If you do not know the market, be the people that supports the creative. Let the creative live, breathe, grow. Plant the seeds. That's what you should do. Let them grow. Sekian berita.
That was
But
powerful
that's
stuff.
sad lah.
Now I've only got
That's
one
sad
more
lah.
question to ask. Do you got any more questions? Nah?
Itulah sebab the way I see it kan, macam pandemik ni melahirkan banyak ketakpuasan hati di kalangan artis sebenarnya sebab mereka tak boleh cari makan. In
Yes.
any shape and form pun tak boleh cari makan. So I rasa because of that dissatisfaction, a lot of people are going vocal. And in our last interview with Avin Shawki pun, dia memang tak puas hati, babe. Memang tak puas hati dengan how apa ni, it's not helping out pun. It's not helping out kita nak cari makan pun. We end up macam you sendiri, you merajuk dengan, you tak nak buat apa-apa dengan music at the moment. You see? Uh, so macam
No,
that said,
bukan merajuk dengan tak nak buat music. I still do music, but like I'm putting my personal like music on hold. Cause I still write, I still produce for corporates, jingles and stuff like that. I mean, that is my cari makan. But for my personal, my latest single tu pun I've neglected it because I'm like focusing on this thing. By the way, it's on Spotify. It's called Depan Mata. Okay, fine. Okay, so
Nanti
So,
check it out depan
We
mata
have to check it out. Nah, we have to check it out.
depan mata dia sebenarnya dia macam kesinambungan mengapa harus cinta. So it's like it's kind of like my farewell to the industry for now, because I selalu dapat soalan, Vince, bila ada lagu baru, tapi sebenarnya bukan nak cakap apa, tapi radio kadang-kadang dia buat susah tau untuk kita. Dia tengok trending juga, siapa yang trending dia naik. Dulu radio dia akan tengok macam ni, wah lagu ni boleh tahan, sedap. CD dia main, dia test market, dia main untuk semua orang dengar.
I remember that.
That's how they used to do it. Sekarang, kita letak dalam tengok pool dulu, letak dalam pool, siapa yang dapat paling banyak vote ada main dekat radio. Mana boleh macam tu? Kalau you budak baru nak up, you punya lagu ni, tapi you popular sebab kau punya TikTok semua terror kan. Tapi lagu so-so, mana boleh macam tu? It's like there's no respect for those who have been writing songs for so many years, and it's like you do not even sort of like respect the fans, or like sort of like keep them updated, because even the fans, they grow with you. So I'm sure like if you keep them updated, it's like, wow, I didn't know that this guy still got this, or even like, it's not just me, there's so many others that they don't get the support they're supposed to get. I'm sorry to say this, but if radio bans me, I really don't care anymore, because it's been like that from those days.
Yeah.
As soon as they don't see that, you no distribution and this and that, it's something that I berani nak cakap sekarang. Sebab itu memang facts, So bagi saya, bukan saya nak give up write songs. Saya ada 30 lebih lagu, dan more than 70% of those songs tak pernah keluar radio. Tak dapat sambutan dekat radio. Langsung ada satu lagu dengan Nur Fatimah. Very, very popular song. Radio tak main. Ada satu lagu yang anak Abu Hassan main. Dia tak main. All the supermarkets will play it. And people, thanks to all these like supermarkets they play it, that people hear it, and then like sometimes they go to YouTube and they listen to it, and I'm surprised that they know it, because it shows that orang akan mencari juga. They will look for your stuff. But if you're a platform that can enhance and help what is good, why don't you promote what is good? So even for this day and age, they should promote the talent. Like my student, that's why I feel the frustration for my student. Dia betul-betul talented, tapi dia tak dapat peluang tu. Masih tengok nombor, masih tengok the amount of numbers you have and stuff like that. You know why? Because the marketing is done for them. They don't have to come up with any money to market. So it's easy for them. And then they will try to make it sound like, but that's why for me, I rather be anonymous. I come up with this animation, I put my music and my heart and soul, my blood, sweat and tears, but I know at least it's going to be appreciated, because children do not judge. Children do not, they're not, biased or anything. So for me, that's why the joy of being a father, the joy of coming to this phase is make me feel selfless. That doesn't matter kalau saya punya music tak dapat main dekat radio, because I feel there's a bigger purpose now. I make my children happy. I make other kids happy, that they can enjoy music, and it's got good positive messages. Doesn't matter if my songs doesn't get played or anything. It doesn't really matter anymore. Am I lost? You got me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
You're still here.
So it's not merajuk with the industry lah. That's the funny thing, when people say kau dah merajuk in industry ke? It's like aku nak cakap, sebenarnya radio tak main pun saya punya lagu. How are you gonna answer that? How are you gonna answer something where you try to push something and you don't get the support, and they go through this system where you know what? But when they need you, they call you.
True.
Hey, can you give a shout? Can you give a Raya shout out, bro? You got any new songs we will play, bro? Like, oh yes, really? And then the next week you call them, hey, did this song come out? Oh yeah, well I'll pass it to the MD, yeah? And then you don't hear anything after that. This is the reality.
Yeah, Dan. I hear you, or we hear you. But, bro, you know what? If there's anything as friends, we support you. We support each other.
Yeah. Of course.
Is there, and I'll always tell people about, I mean, like our circle of friends, the ones who are young kids who are, 3, 4 years old coming up, and I always push for sports, I always push for music,
Yes.
the non-academic stuff, because we want our children to be balanced and holistic,
Correct.
not just one
Correct.
particular dimension. I mean, our generation, I mean, there was a lot of budak smart, smart out there, but very, very one-dimensional in their thinking, and we want our generation to be, I mean, our kids' generation to be balanced. So we want to support you, bro, because we really believe in what you're doing. Can you just tell people where they can find more information about what you're doing in terms of developing children? Like, is there, I mean, I know your Instagram, there's about 70,000 followers plus, but is there like a website or some success stories,
I
YouTube or something?
yeah. So my singing school is called Vinner Voice. So Vinner Voice is it's a well, I'm handling everything mostly
Inner
online.
voice, yeah? Yeah.
Vinner Voice
Vinner
Entertainment.
voice. Okay.
Yeah, Vinner Voice Entertainment. So I groom children, not just singing, but even confidence in speaking, and also a bit of drama, because I'm full of drama, lah, and
In a good way, in a good way.
in a good way, in a good way.
Orang seni semua memang macam tu. So we understand.
Yeah, kan. So bagi saya 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 rasa sangat bertuas, because I did have a very very I had a very very good booster from can I mention the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Academy First, yeah.
We are digital,
That
bro. Yeah.
that launched me, like, probably for some people to take 10 years to get to where I got. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it got me, I mean, like, I did, like, I overtook a lot that were just coming up, and I did get the looks of, like, reality instant artists and this and that. I got a lot of that. But at the same time, I got a lot of respect, because they knew that they knew that I had the talent. So it's not like just, and I felt it was, I deserve it. And that's why from my time coming up, and I got, the recognition, I got the validation, even though it came very, very fast, I still got to do what I really love to do, which is music, And up to today, I'm still very grateful for getting to where I am. But my main frustration is not for myself anymore, but to see that how it's become worse for the new generation, for those who, there's like good and bad. Yeah, you have internet, you have social media, but with how it is right now, even though you might say like radio might have a system now, we understand the system, because the system has to be that way. So in one part of me, I don't blame that radio has to go through that route, because you have to follow the trend. You have to. No choice. You cannot follow the trend. So if you're a business person and you want to know that that is the way to go to get results, you're going to go for that. And there shouldn't be any hard feelings. And I don't have hard feelings. And I told you, because I know I have friends who work in radio, and I know how it's done. So, tapi my frustration is like, we cannot, how do we gather all these talented people, put them together and showcase them to the world, I hope that there can be like a scouting system from all these talent people, or the TV, or all these agencies, really scout the people and get the real talents, and make Malaysia proud. I'm not saying that current people are not making Malaysia proud, but I mean, it's like there's just so much of talent out there that is not being tapped.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And yeah, the creative industry, I mean, our experience, Hannah and I as presenters, very similar to what you go through. Aflin said it the other day as well.
Yeah.
He said the thing that he said on our episode is that Kanna, he said, it's a curse. You got a creative person who is passionate and doesn't look at the clock ever. They just keep working and working because they love it. They love making music. In our case, we love
Correct.
making content, interviewing people
Correct.
like well. So
Correct.
it's what we do for. You ask us to do, like, I mean, no disrespect, other jobs. Like what the jobs that our parents have been telling us to do over the years. Get a job, get this. Corporate 9 to 5 and all that. That's great, but that's not something for everybody.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So
it's
Definitely not for us.
definitely not for us. My
No.
my deck presentation skills are very ordinary. I tai chi that to my wife, and I'm gonna tai chi it to Kyla very soon. So look, look, Vince, you've been great,
Thank
fantastic.
you so much for having.
Yeah, Na, do you have anything else to add? Because it's been a fruitful and funny interview.
Tak ada, saya cuma nak cakap saya sangat-sangat menghargai sesi yang kita ada bersama dengan Vince ni. I learn a lot from him. And yeah, macam saya cakap, as much as kita nak channel sangat kita punya frustrations, baiklah kita channelkan benda tu pada yang lebih baik. Contohnya macam Vince yang buat sekarang ni, tengah usahakan 3D animation for kids. And it's something yang memang sekarang ni memang kanak-kanak memang sedang tercari-cari apakah
Okay.
konten yang baik dan sesuai untuk mereka. So saya sangat-sangat support apa yang sedang Vince usahakan, and I wish you all the best, and I look forward
Much.
for that 3D animation, and you are animated yourself, and
Very.
I sebenarnya tak sabar nak introducekan this 3D animation for my nieces and nephews.
Oh, thank you so much.
So yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Definitely,
Thank you.
definitely. And
Yes,
we
of
just want to finish off our show, everyone. As you can see, this is our first episode that we have some messages from a product, and like to welcome AccuAnswer to our show, to Great People TV, who is our first client in terms of marketing, and AccuAnswer
Yes, thank you, AccuAnswer.
is the only official distributor in Malaysia approved by the Malaysian Medical Device Authority, MDA, and global certifications. So basically, AccuAnswer 4-in-1 multifunctional blood glucose meter is a medical device that is used to check blood glucose, uric acid, cholesterol,
Kolesterol dan juga hemoglobin, betul.
Right.
Jangan lupa untuk ikuti AccuAnswer di Facebook, Instagram dan Shopee kerana anda juga berpeluang untuk memenangi voucher tunai. Jadi dapatkan AccuAnswer ini sebab apa? Dia merupakan 4-in-1 multifunctional blood glucose meter macam yang Ben cakap tadi, untuk kita pantau gula dalam darah, acid uric, kolesterol, hemoglobin, and this is something that is really important for our parents, yeah, especially for my parents. And for me also, because I dah masuk umur yang memang I kena monitor my uric acid, my cholesterol. Seriously, Ben.
It's a great product. Now, I mean, look, Vince is a dad. We're not getting any younger. Sorry, Vince. You know, we're the fourth series already. We want to look after our children. I mean, I think we're trying to brainwash our children. You know, stay away from the sweet stuff. Sweet stuff is a treat, and
Oh,
mechanisms like this help us as well. So, you know, Vince. I mean, Vince, how do you do it with your children to educate them about health and fitness and well-being, not just physically but mentally also? I always wanted to ask you that.
I think like we really keep them away from the sweets, number one. So because we've seen what sweets can do to some kids, where bukan when you makan gula pun makan you punya gigi tau. So it's like sedapnya gigi ni,
Yeah.
kan? Sampai hitam kan. So I mean, the balance has to be there. So I mean, like we do balance up, like they want their sweets, they can eat fruits. Once in a while, they do get their treats. So they know when they can enjoy a lollipop, for example.
Balance.
Not every day.
Yeah.
Not every day. I mean, but I think like a balanced diet is effort. Like we got to make sure that, you know, we cook the veg and we cook the meat, and, you know, like make sure that they eat healthy. Like my son is a bit fussy with vegetable lah. So we try to sorok, like we gunting, then we selit dalam. Or when he's sleeping, we take a syringe and put in his mouth, all the veg and all.
Champion lah you.
Aduh lah.
Better not be watching this.
Yeah, he'll watch it. So look, Vince, we'll catch up very soon, my friend. You know, like,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
stay for time.
I had so much fun.
No,
You
we
had fun too.
Yeah. Oh no. Listening to you is entertaining. All we need to do is ask one question
And
take it away.
animated.
Oh my god. I hope I didn't talk too much, man. You
Oh,
still have to
thank
edit
you.
this,
Thank you
right?
for your precious
Mesti
time.
kena edit, kan?
Seriously. Huh? No,
Mesti kena
we're not
edit.
going to edit it. No.
Edit
Kita
tak?
akan post terus.
I
Tak
said
ada.
some stuff. No, that's okay.
Tak ada lah.
Tak ada.
You were fun and
Okay,
awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, guys. All the best and congratulations on your show. And
Thank
great
you.
name for a show.
Thank-
God bless and stay safe. Peace.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Vince.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Vince Chong for Great People TV. Terima kasih kepada anda yang menonton. Jangan lupa untuk like, share dan juga subscribe kami di Facebook Great People TV and our YouTube as well, Ben.
That's right. And don't forget, if you want to follow some content as well, go to Hannah's Instagram, because there's more happening than my Instagram. Okay, what's your Instagram account, Hannah?
Hana Al-Mauza.
Hannah Almaza, and then there's a lot of interesting activity there because Hannah is a very talented host. She does other things as well, so you can see some
You're
stuff
too
there.
generous with your compliments. My band pun sama juga.
Okay, a bit more low profile. So, don't forget to follow us. AccuAnswer. Go to the social media platforms of AccuAnswer, and then stand a chance to win a cash
Cash
voucher.
voucher. Just follow the steps and inshallah, who knows, it might be your luck. So yeah,
That's right.
go ahead and try it on, okay?
Yeah. So,
Alright, till then. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Assalamualaikum, everyone. Take care, and until the next episode of Great People TV. Take care.